Sally Getz, and today we are going to be talking about a simple utensil that you all have in your house that will support you and help you get grounded. During these times right now, everybody is making major adjustments. Everyone has experienced some sort of loss about celebrations, graduations, things that they wanted to partake in. And there's a lot of uncertainty. And because the whole world is going through it right now, we're all a little bit ungrounded. So what is grounding? Grounding is about making a connection to the earth. We have my little dude here, right? And so the earth has positive and negative ions, and we're meant to connect with those positive and negatives. So here, the north of the surface of the earth is this part that we stand on. The bottom of our feet would be like the south pole of our body, and the top of our head would be like the North Pole. When we are grounded, when our energies are in alignment with the earth and connecting to the earth, we were able to work very similar to this magnet. So I've got two magnets in my hand. If this is the earth, we can just simply plop down. We're connected. When we're connected, we have the opportunity to drag energy up our legs and into our whole body. It actually fuels us. Not only that, but then we send energy down into the earth. So I always feel a little bit silly talking about a tablespoon here. And the reason I feel silly is because it's not what we typically think in terms of how we would use a spoon. And it seems a little bit ridiculous to say, use a tablespoon here in order to ground. And yet, when it's a stainless steel spoon, what it does, and it connects to the bottom of your feet or any part of your body, what it does, it'll help the polarity of the cells in your body. And so when I have clients here, what I do is I actually test them. I can energy test or use kinesiology with them, and I can show them if they're grounded or not grounded, and I can then use the spoon at the bottom of their feet and show them how it shifts their energy, and they actually notice feeling quite differently. So recently I was answering a question for one of my students, and the question was about they had cold feet. And the first thing I thought was, well, if they've got cold feet, they're probably not grounded and they're not pulling energy up from the earth, and therefore that energy is not fueling their circulation. So I suggested to her to get outside and ground for 20 to 30 minutes, and when it's a nice spring weather day, we are outside barefoot getting grounded. However, here in Illinois, we keep getting snow in April. Can you believe it? And so when it's snowy outside, I am not interested in putting my bare feet in the grass. So as I suggested to my student, pull out your spoon and rub the bottom of the feet. So it's pretty simple. You just take the smooth side of your stainless steel spoon and you rub the bottom of your feet. Now you'll notice it actually feels good. You'll like it. And in the case of my client that had cold feet, I started experiencing that same symptom like 24 hours later. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to pull out 2 spoons. So what I did was I took my 2 spoons and I just laid them on the floor so that they were nice and smooth, and I just stood on them. I stood on them, I sat, I watched my program, I was enjoying myself, and what I noticed was, and it's happening right now, I started to feel heat come up from my feet and into the calves. It felt so good that the next thing I did was I thought, well, God, if it feels this good and this settling, I'm going to see if I can keep those spoons in my socks and go to sleep. So what I then did was I took my spoon, crazy as it sounds, I got a pair of socks that wasn't too tight. So if you're somebody that wears tight socks when you go running or you exercise, you want it to be somewhat fitted, but not so fitted that it can't move on its own, because you don't want it'll feel uncomfortable. So I took the spoon, smooth side up, put it in my sock, and then I put my foot in on top of it. I actually went to bed for a whole night with 2 spoons in my socks. I know that sounds ridiculous. I know it sounds ludicrous. However, I had the best night of sleep. I slept like a baby. In fact, I woke up the next morning and I thought, wow, that feels good. My feet were warm. I felt grounded. I woke up refreshed. Best night of sleep that I've had in days. And so here I am. I'm sharing my silliness with you. Get yourself a stainless steel spoon and pull it out and start rubbing it on bottom of your feet. For you parents that are dealing with young kids that are really having a hard time with this e-learning, you can put 2 spoons underneath their desk or where they're working and just say, hey, just rub your feet against it or stand on these spoons. You don't have to give them a lot of information. Kids are pretty agreeable and their energy moves really, really fast. So try it. And if you're losing your cool as you're working with them and trying to help them through, or maybe you're exhausted, one of the reasons you might be exhausted is that you have lost your beautiful connection to the earth. You're not alone, guys. We're all struggling to stay grounded. So this is Kelly Getz. I'm talking about the spoon and how the spoon will support you in connecting to your nervous system and bringing your energy down into the earth. I hope you stay well. I hope you stay happy. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.